Welcome to Easy Math TV. We're using Excel to learn some math, and we're going to continue. This is part 2 of an application that we were starting, and the application has to do with looking at the profit equation, and that profit equation just happens to be a quadratic function. So this is a quadratic application. Given that equation, we have 3 questions we're trying to answer. We've already answered the first 2. Question A was, what is the company's startup cost? And we figured that out directly from the equation. That was just the constant that's given there. So that's our 17,000. And question B was, how many items to the nearest 1,000 does the company need to sell to break even? And we were looking for a place when profit equals 0. And the nearest whole number to that was x equals 12. So if you want to see how we got that, look at yesterday's or the previous video to this one. So today we're going to answer the third question, C. How many items does the company need to sell in order to maximize profit? Profit hits a maximum value of what when x equals what? So sometimes you can get lucky and answer that question directly from the table that we have over here in columns A and B. The problem is that sometimes it takes an awful long time for a profit to hit a maximum value. And in this case, when I was just incrementing x by 10, it was taking forever. So I reset it and I said, well, let's just count by 50s. So I set up x equals 0, 50, 100, and just kind of went up to 300. And finally, I was able to get to a place where you can see here that at x equals 250, the profit hits 166,000. And then when it jumps to 300 for x, the profit finally starts to come back down. So that means somewhere in that vicinity, somewhere in that range is our maximum. And it can be kind of difficult, painstaking to find the exact value where that happens if you're just using the table. So I thought, well, let's do this the math way. And using math, all we really need to do is figure out where the vertex of this quadratic is. If you can see, I made a graph of these points that you see from the table over here for x equals 0 to 300. And this is what the graph looks like. So we can actually see that there is a maximum value somewhere in there. And it looks like it actually happens really close to when x is 250. If anything, it's just slightly to the left of it. So we can even approximate it from that graph and get an idea. But the actual value is up here in column G. So all I did was calculate in column G the h value of the vertex. So the h coordinate of the vertex is equals negative E3 divided by parenthesis 2 times D3, because that's your negative B divided by 2A. All right. So I just typed in that formula there and hit enter. And there you have it. It's kind of exactly what we expected. We expected it to be somewhere near 250, and it is. It's at x equals 247. So basically, if I go ahead over here and I insert a row and I put 247, we can actually see what the maximum profit is at that point. So I just inserted that row and actually put in it had Excel calculate that value for me. So it does hit a maximum profit of 166,027. It didn't ask that, but I thought I would tell it anyway. So how many items do we need to sell? We need to sell 247,000. That's the nearest 1,000 number units. So that answers that question. 247,000 units is what we would need to sell in order to maximize the profit. Like, subscribe, comment down below, please. Share these videos with as many people as you think might find them useful. Any student that's taking a college algebra class and has application problems to do could benefit from these videos, and or even just a quantitative reasoning course that involves profit, revenue, and cost. So thank you for watching.